It's like a little video project by a band from Ilderton, Ontario. They're a metal beard rock band called Recneck. You're going to see them coming on our label soon. I got some cool news to share tonight. There's some really some cool things happening in the world of independent music. Those of you that follow our Wednesday show, we're gonna be live this Wednesday. We're gonna have Shane Sawyer from Coaching for Sarah. They're a band from London, Ontario, Canada. They've got a new single out called Brown Recluse Spider. We're going to be talking about that with him and other projects on Wednesday evening. That's Wednesday evening on the Indie Show, and that will be live here at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and Wednesday evening. And Shane will be joining us remotely from Walkerton, Ontario. Yeah, all the way from the metropolis of Walkerton. All right, so I'm just going to share something with you here. This is screen share, and I'm going to pop that up there, and you'll see that is our website. There's some cool stuff that's happening on the website, and there's been some changes made to it. And I'm actually doing all the publishing right now on the website, so I'm kind of proud of myself because of the work that we've been doing on this. And I've become a master of, what is it? Not a master of all trades, just a jack of all trades and master of none. But this is, we've added some new artists to the roster, so check it out. Check out some of the new design of the website here where you can scroll forever. We've got 16 artists here on the label right now, and that's growing. We've got another 4 in the next month or 2 that we'll be adding to the roster. We'll be up to 20 artists and counting. Some of the artists, most of the artists on here are still very active, and some of them are in hiatus. I won't say who it is. You'll have to figure that out for yourself, who's not putting out new music. And in which case, if they're not putting out new music, or maybe never do again put out new music, who knows, right? So this is a new feature on the website. You just slide over top of the artist, and then you hop on that, and that'll take you to their website, or it'll take you to whatever social media platform we've decided that we're going to send you to. So it allows you to get more of an intimate experience with the band, get to know them a little bit. This is one of our artists here, Dark Stone. They're from Vancouver, BC, originally Burnaby area, and the brothers Mentanko are now living in Alberta somewhere, south of Calgary, I believe. And we're going to be doing an interview with them. They've got 2 new projects coming up. We're going to play some of that tonight so you can hear some of that. You're going to hear Brown Recluse Spider, and we've got some Recneck that we're going to play for you tonight. So awesome, good stuff. The Recneck's got a new tune coming out on April 8th. It's called Acid Cell. You're not going to want to miss that. All right, so going back to the website, you can see where it takes you on the hyperlinks and takes you to different artists and a little bit of what they have to offer. There's our latest artist here on Here He Said, She Said. They're a power pop duo. They're from Northern Ontario, Canada, and they've got a bunch of tour dates coming up. And then we've got our boys Recneck. They're the latest to join the fold, and they are from Ilderton, Ontario, Canada. Couple of really off the grid writers. That's why you probably won't. Well, you'll see bits and pieces of them, but you probably won't see exactly who they are. And then there's some info on here. You might want to learn a bit about us and what we do. TUNZ Records was formed in 2016. Here's my little spot where I'm just gonna do this. I'm going to do this whole thing right now and talk a little bit about our website a little bit. This is a bit of an infomercial, and then I'm going to get into some of the cool news that's coming forward. That's really good news for indie artists and anybody that is looking at joining our website. So something you might want to think about down the road. If you're an independent artist, you got some stuff you want to share with us. It's a good possibility down the road. We might be able to help you out that way. So keep us in mind. TUNZ Records was formed in 2016. We've been around about 6 years now, and I've been around a lot longer than that. And it was formed originally, and it still is, an incubator for indie music artists. TUNZ Records specializes in internet branding, marketing, promotion, and distribution of digital content for independent or indie recording artists. Now, we're going to talk about that digital piece of it, because I've got some good news for all of our artists that are on our label in terms of compensation, which I'm really, really, really love, or remuneration, how we're going to pay you, right? Our artists never pay us for anything. We do everything for artists on our dime, and then we share the profits with them, and they get like the lion's share of the profits. So you talk to our artists, they'll tell you what their share of everything is. But I can tell you it's 75 cents on the US dollar. That's right. 75 cents on every US dollar that we earn for them goes directly to our artists. The rest of the money goes to run things like my website, to run things like this software, and all kinds of other things that we offer as services, and try to draw attention to what we're doing in the world of independent music. So, that being said, we help indie artists to produce, market, promote, distribute, and sell their digital work in addition to all their DIY efforts. So, I'm not here to replace anything you do as an artist, and I'm not here to take anything away from you. Our artists sign no contract. They are not bound to us by any specific terms, and they own everything. All they do is give me permission to exploit it, which I love to do. It's cool to share really good music with other people, and you'll meet other people like my buddy Bob Minter from Code Zero Radio. That's right. Those guys know rock, and they share music all over the place. So behind the scenes, some of the stuff that we're doing when we talk about helping artists to produce, market, promote, distribute, and sell is building relationships with online radio stations, right? And that's like getting your work out in front of radio, because there's still a lot of people that listen to commercial free radio, and a lot of these radio stations, like our friends at, I want to put it up here, so just bear with me a second. I'm just logging into another version of Facebook that I'm going to slide over in front of you. This is the thing I love about technology, right? It's really cool because you can add, all kinds of cool stuff, right? And I'm just going to hop on here onto their webpage. It's not their webpage, sorry, their Facebook page. You want to check these guys out at WCZR Code Zero Radio. They're in Appleton, Wisconsin, which is like a hotbed for independent music. And they have a really cool festival there every year called the Mile of Music. And it's something that any independent artist wants to think about getting on that festival. It is 3 days of constant indie music all up and down, and you'll meet indie artists from all over the world at that event. So that's just a little bit about our friends at Code Zero Radio. And I just, what, that was my bad. There it is right there. Code Zero Radio, new rock, new radio. They have awesome playlists. They have some awesome live shows. Check them out at WCZR Radio. Or you can go to live.codezeroradio.com, and all their show times and everything is on there. And that's the other thing that we're going to do, is we're also going to feature independent information about independent radio, because independent radio is, they don't pay, a lot of them don't pay royalties on playing your music, but what they do is give you a ton of exposure. And you know what? For independent artists, it's a great thing. I think I've been introduced to a lot of independent artists through stations like Bob's WCZR Radio, Code Zero Radio. Check them out. A little bit of a plug for them as well, but it's it's shameless, right? I'm going to take that and see if I can grab it now. There it is. I'm just going to pull it back over to this screen over here. And then I just wanted to continue a little bit just to um, just speak to the exponential on this. And our business model, that's the most important thing to me. And there's some people responsible for that. One of those people is Shane Sawyer. He's really responsible for my business model. He was technically the first artist to come along and say, I'm going to trust you with my music, do what you want with it. And he and his buddy Lars, longtime buddy Lars, have been the heart and soul of that project, Coaching for Sarah from London, Ontario. They got a new single coming out. Did I say that? They got a new single coming out. There's a new single coming out by Coaching for Sarah. That's right. Whoa, let's not get on that. Wow. Hit the wrong button. Imagine that. There we go. All right. So the whole thing is that Coaching for Sarah's got a new single coming out on April the 1st. And we hope we got a really cool video to go along with that release on April 1st. It's called Brown Recluse Spider. Yeah. And I've heard a lot of horrible things about, but this is not what the song is about. It's about I don't know. You listen to the lyrics, you'll figure it out. It can be whatever you want it to be. But at the end of the day, I wanted to come back to that business model thing again. Okay. TUNZ Records operates on an artist-centric model. That means the artist is the most important thing. The artist drives everything that we do. All right. But there's that trust factor that goes back and forth, right? We talked about trust and faith in one another, and knowing that people are really and truly out for your best interest. And all they want to do is help you have the best product that you can possibly have, right? So having help to find the best product you could possibly have, who's going to say no to that, honestly, right? And then the other thing is, in terms of that business model, we focus on art before commerce. Our artists give up nothing to join the TUNZ label. They and we remain 100% independent. And that's the part that I like about it, is that whole independent feel, right? Being an independent, whether you're a musician, an artist, whether you're a still type artist, whatever you do, being independent means that. Free to do what you want with your art and free to express yourself the way that you wish, right? What else do I want to say before I cut away to the next tune? And I've got to flip over audio to do this because it right now it defaults to a mono outsource, and I don't like that. So I have to momentarily flip over to stereo to give you like the full experience, right? I'm going to play a tune for you. Brown Recluse Spider, that's the one that's coming out on April the 1st. And it's also available. And that was the exciting part for me, was that we were able to add it to our website. And over here, we got this button over here. I'm going to take you there now. And it says buy music. Click on it. And this is where we're starting to develop playlists of upcoming and new singles that are on the TUNZ label that are being published by us. And so you'll be able to go on here. We are going to have a new feature on there called Try Before You Buy. So you'll be able to play the artist full track. You won't get 30 seconds like they fucking rip you off for it. All the major streaming and download platforms. You'll get to hear the whole song and then make a decision about, do I like the song well enough to support the artist by downloading the song or the album or whatever, right? It'll give you the option of downloading individual tracks. It'll give you the option of downloading albums. rest assured that the cost of downloading the album, you will probably get at least a couple of bonus tracks by downloading the album. So that's another feature to get people to download our artist albums, because they get a couple of bonus tracks on the album, but they'll be able to listen to those bonus tracks. So that try before you buy whole thing is going to be there. So you'll see on here, you can click on here, it opens up a player in here, and then you can go over here, click get single, and then it takes you to another screen, and you can right now we still have the iTunes and the Spotify links. When we get things fully functional here, that may go away. And I'll talk about that a little bit later as we move further. But then you can continue on, and you can put an email address in there, and then it will prompt you to decide how you want to pay for it. So you'll have the choice of Apple Pay, Visa, MasterCard, I think Online Interact, as well as PayPal. So there you go. You'll have a way to be able to compensate the artist. It'll come directly to us. It'll go into our music account, and then we'll have stats behind it so that we can compensate the artists appropriately. So that's how we plan on tracking things on here, so we can compensate purchases made through our website. You're not going to go through a second party, and you're going to see some cool stuff happen. So stay with us, because I got some really cool stuff to share with you as the evening goes on, and I'll talk a little bit more about what's going to be happening with our website. I am going to go right now to the local station. No, I'm actually going to go here and find the track for you, because I'm flipping back and forth between different volumes here, looking for the artist that I want to share the music with you. And we're going to go to Coaching for Sarah, but we got to go under this file first. That wasn't the way it was supposed to be. There it is. Oh yeah, we got to go to a audio file. This is Brown Recluse Spider. This is by our artists, our friends, Coaching for Sarah. Whoa. My bad again. You know what? I get ahead of myself on this equipment, because what I'm going to do is change the audio over to give you the true stereo experience. Yes. If you're listening to this through earbuds, it's going to sound really, really good. So put a set of headphones on, or your best room monitors on, earbuds, whatever, and enjoy.
Round recluse spider in the rain, you know it's cool to be just like me, and no one else is fool. Round recluse spider in the rain. Round recluse spiders happened again, yeah. and I thought all those times that you didn't care, all those times. And all those times that I thought, all those times that you didn't care.
All right, that is Brown Recluse Spider. That is by Coaching for Sarah from London, Ontario, Canada. Check them out. You can actually see them on our artist page. We click over here on the artist page. They're one of the first artists up there at the top. Them, along with our friends Darkstone from Vancouver, originally from Vancouver, BC. Like I said, the boys are living in the interior of Alberta now. The brothers Mintanko, they're the sort of the guys that get things rolling there with the other musicians in the band. And I'm just going to flip over there. So there it is right there. Our buddies Coaching for Sarah. Now, a cool feature on the website now is that when you slide over top of something, it highlights. So you know you're on a hyperlink, right? We took out all these other little things where you got to find the hyperlink. We put the hyperlink right in the photograph now. So you can click on the photograph of the artist, and it will take you to whatever we decide, again, where we want to send you, where the band is interacting with fans. We may be changing this from time to time as things move forward, because the idea is to get the band's brand out there, right? So by getting branding means being able to use the best medium possible, right? I always want to pick something really, really good and robust. And where bands tend to interact with their fans. So this may be changed from their page, and it may actually end up reflecting a group, right? Because again, the idea is to get the bands interacting with large groups of fans, right? And that's that thing we call engagement. Yes, engagement is a good thing. Yes, it's a very good thing. And if you spend enough Wednesdays with us, don't forget our shows on Wednesday evenings, the Indie Show with my buddy Bob Minter from Code Zero Radio. We've been taking deep dives, at least we think we're deep diving, but I think we're still scratching the surface somehow on this whole world of independent music, right? So it is a massive, massive world. It's right now it's over a $2 billion a year industry. And I don't think the mainstream actually saw this coming, right? And for those of us that have been riding the wave from the bottom, where indie music, oh man, I remember talking to a guy in music a while back, and he said to me, "Oh, that stuff's never gonna fly." It's never going to fly. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. That's your opinion of it. But in my estimation, it will. And I think we're going to see things change in the independent music world. And we're looking at doing things to move along with the world of independent music and helping artists to get their music before as many people as they possibly can. So that's our goal, to help them with that. So there you see the hyperlink there. That was Coaching for Sarah from London, Ontario, Canada. And so again, I'll show you on the hyperlink, see where they highlight, and we don't have to any longer have that stuff, right? We will be talking about other artists on our label from time to time, but we always like to help other people outside the fold. Doesn't mean you got to join us, right? What we're trying to do here, again, remember I said one of our mission statements is to be an incubator for independent music. We're willing to help anybody, right? Anybody we can. And you saw that last Wednesday, when we interviewed our friends of Baden's End on here. Cool band. Let's see what's going on in the chat world right now. What we got going on there? Oh, Donnie says, hey, want some Creatures of Condition t-shirts? There you go, Don. I want. Of course I wear them, man. Yeah. Definitely. Donnie said it's a good label to work with until I piss Ken off. Oh, and Don, it's probably nothing to do with you. It's probably just the shitty day I'm already having sometimes when you call me, man. or when I call you. There's some days there's just not enough hours in the day. Don says Bob's a good dude too. I got to show these a little bit more often. All right. Oh, yeah. Don says we got a new one that's ready to go. Sitting in the vault at the moment, titled Grown Up Hard. Grown Up Hard by Creatures of Condition. They're another band on the label, and you'll see them right. I'm just going to scroll on down here. There they are right there. Creatures of Condition. And if you click on there, on our website, it takes you on over to their page, right? Their page. Now, Don may decide he wants me to change that path, and I can do that. I can simply just switch the place where our internet, our web page searches for it, where we told it to go. So right now we've told this particular hyperlink that's embedded in the photograph here to go to, and I'm doing all this stuff. I'm so proud of myself. Holy fuck. I mean, I can't believe that I'm actually able to do this stuff. I am so techno challenged. I never realized how much I was going to challenge myself. Oh, no. I know you said, no, I work on it. It doesn't mean that. If it directs people over there, they can look at your group page and ask to join. I don't know if that would be helpful to you. So that's something to think about, because I know you use it to communicate with people about your music and what's going on, and those people share it. And a lot of times you share it ahead of it being finished so you can get some opinions on it. I know that. You told me that you do that. So I'm just throwing that out there. This Wednesday evening, Shane Sawyer is going to be joining me live here. Well, not live here, but he's going to be joining me. Why is that not going where it's supposed to go? That's weird. Oh, because I didn't save it. There we go. All right, so let's show this one here. Shane Sawyer of Coaching for Sarah, March 30th. New release, Brown Recluse Spider, April 1st. Comes out on April Fool's Day. Yeah, that's right. We decided that we were going to release it on April Fool's Day. We actually went online trying to find stock videos of people doing, spider pranks. And we couldn't find anything that wasn't copyrighted. So, just putting it out there. If you want to shoot a short video, I mean, really short, like 15 seconds of pranking somebody with a spider or doing something yourself with a spider, it's crawling down on you and you're looking scared, whatever. You can send those video clips to me at indietunes.com. So you can send it to me either through the website, or you can send it to me at indietunes@gmail.com. So that's indietunz@gmail.com. You can send those short video clips to us, and we would probably be willing to use those short video clips, or some of them, to make a video for the song. So think about it. If you want to be on a video, here's a way to do it. Okay. So I'm just throwing it out there. If you want to make a real cool video for the song Brown Recluse Spider, you could do a spider prank. Try to keep it to like really short, 15 seconds. Because remember, we want to try and get as many of them as we can on. And we may just use short pieces of each clip you send us. So the cool thing is we have some great editing software that will allow us to take what we want out of the clip and put it into the actual video. So this could be a video for the song that ends up not only on our website, but also ends up on YouTube. So think about it. If you want to be part of that video, send us your clips to indietunes@gmail.com. You know what? I'll just put it on here, right? I want to just add it into the chat. All right. So let's do that right now. That's where the producer was supposed to cut away, but I'm the producer. So there we go. indietunes@gmail.com. You can send stuff there, video clips. Happy to get those, and I'll send them along to Shane, or we may work it on together. But that'd be kind of cool to put together a video that you guys have made clips of. So, or if you get a really unique video of a spider, right, in a spider web, I see a lot of those, but again, a lot of those were copyrighted on the internet, and we didn't want to risk any copyright infringement stuff. So if you can do that for us, that would be absolutely awesome, and we'd figure out a way to use that footage. All right. So moving right along, talking about the website, I'm going to go back over here again. And so you've got this new thing, this new feature on here called Buy Music, and it takes you right here, and you can actually buy music of our artists. We're doing two things. We are putting a list on this page, which will have current new singles that are being released. We're going to have albums available where you can try to buy, right? So try before you buy. And you can listen to those full albums on here, and then you will be able to make some decisions about what you want to buy. Hopefully, you'll buy the whole album and support the artist a different way by supporting that and by buying their artwork, which is really, really cool, right? If you went to an art show and you wanted to buy a piece of art off the wall, you'd pay for it, right? Same deal. Cool thing is that our art lasts for a long time, right? It's digital. It lasts forever. Right. And the cool thing about it is that if you've purchased it once before, we'd send you another digital download if you lost it. But there we go. All right. So there's some cool stuff that we got there, this new list. You're going to see some new stuff develop on this page as well. And you'll see playlists. So we've got a playlist that will allow us to put 500 different songs into a playlist. If you want to be part of our playlist, we'll be able to find a way to compensate you. And the way that we're going to be able to compensate you is that if people download your song from here, we'll be able to compensate you in that regard. And we'll be able to compensate you through PayPal. We're going to be using PayPal as our payer. And that way, everything is guaranteed. You don't have to worry about it. They charge us a small fee for doing that. And I'm not sure if they charge you on your end. If you have a personal PayPal account, it's not a big deal. If you got a business account, I think on your end, it's something like 2.9% on each transaction and then an additional 30 cents per transaction. But that's a small price to pay to make sure that the transmission of the goods, being money, is secure, right? So that being said, you're going to see some other stuff on here. We're also developing a streaming platform within the website as well. It'll be embedded in the website. So you'll be able to stream artist music, and we're actually looking at a way to be able to, see if people are interested in subscribing to our website. And if they subscribe to our website, it's not that you're going to get anything more or really any different, but by subscribing to the website, you're going to be able to have access to a lot more stuff, right? So through a website subscription, you'll be able to get things like free downloads, right? And we'll be offering free downloads to people who actually sign up to subscription. And it's very similar to what you would get on a mainstream streaming service, but the difference being is that this will be exclusively for independent artists. That's right. Exclusively for indie music. So think about it. Think about putting your music on a website that will play your music 24/7, 365 days a year, where people can actually purchase the track if they want it, or the album if they want it, right? The cool thing about it is that it can be a money generator for you over time, but it means greater compensation than you'd ever get paid through any of the mainstream streaming services. And I'm talking hundreds of times more per stream, right? The best streaming services pay something like 1/16 of a cent per stream. So you got to have like 1,000 streams to make like a buck, right? That's a lot of streams, right? Think about it. Think about a better way to compensate people when people can be paid 100 times that amount. It's still not a lot, but it's way lot more money. It's 100 times more money than you'd ever make off Spotify or you would ever make off any other place. But the other bonus is that people can actually download. That's right, download your songs. This is where artists can make exponentially more revenue, is if your artwork gets downloaded from our website, because those become larger, more direct purchases, right? But those also provide the downloader with a personal license to own those tracks. So you take those wherever you go, right? You can't play them for public performance use, but you can play them all you want for your friends and for personal use, right? So think about that, because that becomes yours forever, whether you stay a member of the site or not. Once you download it, it's yours, right? You've paid for the individual licensing of it, and it's licensed to you, just to you, the listener, in perpetuity. It means forever, basically. All right. And the way that my website is set up, it's set up to run on legacy, which means if I'm no more, if something happens to me or whatever, this website will continue, and so will everything else with it. Someone is going to will take over the helm and keep things rolling. The idea that I want to do with this is eventually make it a complete nonprofit corporation, exclusively owned by independent artists, all of you, not just one or two or controlling people, and have an actual board of directors that gets elected by the independent music community, right? The idea is to make this something bigger than me, bigger than, what's out there right now, and some place where people can go that becomes a hub for independent music. That was my goal when I started the record label, was to become a hub for that kind of stuff. So that's kind of, I don't know. That's just like, for me, it's just something that we're doing to make a difference in the independent world of independent music. That being said, we're going to play a tune right now. And that video that you saw, if you saw the video at the very beginning, Break My Stride, go and take a look at the song. It sounds nothing like the original, right? And we're going to play a tune for you by Recneck. Let me see. I'm going to pick something a little bit different, and then I'm going to come back to and play for you Acid Cell, because I want it to stick with you. So it may be our outro song tonight. It gets released on Friday, April 8th. So let me just dig it out of the archives here. We're going to go into this folder here and all the way down to our buddies Recneck. And I'll give you a treat. I'm going to play it from the WAV file tonight. So I'll give you a little bit of a treat. And we're going to play a tune called, oh, that's the MP3. We don't want that one. Come on, where is it? Oh, there it is. There's the WAV file. That's the one we want. We're going to play that. I'm going to switch the audio over for you so you get the full experience. Yes, that's the full experience. And is Wreckneck. They're from Ilderton, Ontario. They're a metal beard rock band. You're gonna have to check them out. They're gonna be, I think, announcing some live dates soon. So stay tuned. They got to put together a whole band because the two of them actually did all that stuff. Um, an interesting thing, an aside too, the song you heard before that, Brown Recluse Spider, by Coaching for Sarah, that is a DIY produced, completely DIY produced. That's right. Beginning recording all the way through mixing and mastering by the band themselves. So that's kind of cool. And Bob and I'll be talking about that stuff on Wednesday. Hopefully Bob will be joining me this Wednesday. Last week he had to go to a show and not sure what's happening this Wednesday. So we'll see how that goes. I want to talk a little bit more about the website here. Okay. So I wrote this blog the other day and I realized I hadn't blogged for 2 years on the website. Man, I never realized, how many people might read a blog, right? And how many people still like to read, printed work. So I love to write. And so I wrote an update, but I missed some stuff. So you're going to see another blog come out because, there's just so much that happened over the last 2 years. I wanted to try and keep the first one sort of brief and maybe, pique people's attention. And I put, wow, hard to believe. That's right. Hard to believe that it's been 2 years since my last blog entry. Oh man, I felt like such a shit when I looked at that. I was like, oh man, what a schmuck. I should have done like this before, right? Anyway, it's been a surreal 2 years and we've seen the whole COVID bullshit, all that stuff unfold. And now it's about other things and other things are grabbing people's attention. And it's almost like the pandemic never happened. I don't know. Anyways, that's how it feels to me. 2 years of disruptions, closures of live music venues, and the advent of live streaming for artists. That's right. We saw more live streaming for independent artists during all the COVID lockdowns than I think we've ever seen. People will start investing in streaming software. Our friend Christy Hales, that's right, our friend Christy Hales, she is down near Niagara Falls, and they have a room where you can bring your band in there, and they have like top-notch live streaming equipment there. That's right. They have top-notch live streaming equipment there, and they can get you out to a much wider audience by playing a show at their upper room. So you might want to think about that. You might want to think about taking a visit to the upper room because you never know, what you're going to find when you get there. But they have some really cool production equipment, so something to think about. And then this whole disruption. So we saw this uptake in live streaming events on Facebook. And over the past 2 years, we've had new music and videos released more frequently as artists concentrated on producing more works. They were still able to get into studios, some, especially the ones that were doing DIY stuff, right? And I got a friend, Doug Vardy, who sent me some really cool stuff. There's some cool slide guitar on some of it as well. And we're in the process of figuring out. I'm going to be doing a show with Doug. This is all unpublished music. My friend Doug Vardy from London, Ontario, we're going to be doing some stuff with him on an upcoming show and playing some of this unpublished music. This is some stuff he's been working on. Those of you that don't know Doug, he has been a staple of the music scene in southwestern Ontario for some time, and he plays big shows as Rod Stewart, and he goes down to Mexico and does shows, and he does shows all over the world as Rod Stewart, and he does a killer job of it. And so over the past 2 years, we've seen all of this new music being released, and it's coming out at breakneck speed. I'm trying to keep up to everybody, and some days I feel like I don't have enough arms and hands to do it all. Even my own personal project, 42 North, has morphed into something better and different. We got a new bass player, new drummer, and with the COVID stuff, we've been back and forth with shutdowns. Our last shutdown here was 4 months. It was 4 months since we got together the last time. And the very first time we got together, it was like we hadn't really skipped too many beats. And now it's just going, picking up where we left off and continue to record our project. And we'll be putting our releases out on the website. So you'll be watching for those as well. Creatures of Condition, they released a second EP during that time, Uniforms of Opposing Sides. I got to look at that because I think it was, and I'm just going to go over to it. Because they had a whole slew of singles that actually came out during that time as well. And I'm just going to go on it. Yeah, so that release date was October 24th, 2020, when we released the Uniforms of Opposing Sides. And I'm just going to briefly screen share that with you. There it is there. Oops, I still didn't do it. There it is there. Uniforms of Opposing Sides. That was released a while back, 2020, right? October 2020. Holy crap. So we maybe have to do a show of that. We're trying to stick away from unpublished music because right now we use the label version of DistroKid for uploads to all the streaming and download sites for artists, and they do such a great job of searching for use of the music out on the internet that we often get dinged on our own stuff. So Facebook is the only one that dings us on our own stuff. YouTube seems to recognize it. So does Twitter, and so does Twitch. And by the way, we are broadcasting live simultaneously on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. So you can watch us on any of those platforms, catch our shows there. And if you want to watch replays of the shows, they're there live and uncut. There's no changes to any of it. I'm not a believer in that bullshit. So that was... again, Creatures of Condition, that's just one of their releases we want to talk about. And then Darkstone and Ashes of Jupiter are continuing to be our highest charting artists right now. Right now, I believe Ashes of Jupiter is leading them. Those guys are from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and they are averaging something like, 20,000 streams a month, something like that. It's not very much money though, right? The idea, but if we're getting 20,000 streams, that's pretty good. But another person that's joining the ranks, and we're going to have to watch out for him because he's catching up to these guys pretty quick, is this fella here. His name's Jeremy Ober. I'm just going to go briefly over here, and you'll see the artist there, Brutal Republic, out of Fort Dodge, Iowa, the brainchild of our buddy Jeremy Ober. We're going to get him on for an interview because he's a cool guy to interview. And if you click on there, of course, it takes you to their Facebook page. Jeremy doesn't have time to run a website, so we do a lot of his stuff for him. And I have administrator access to his Facebook page. I don't know if he does a whole lot other on Instagram, but I helped him out with Facebook stuff, and he uses this page a lot to advertise his live shows. He's a traveling musician, man. This guy's a full-time dude. That's all he does is earn his living off of music. So pretty cool. I'm going to go back over here and I'm just going to talk quickly again. So let's go off that. And about what is going on, right? What is happening in our world is these changes to our website that I'm so excited about. You'll see some really cool stuff on here. The changes that we've made that show the hyperlinks and all the cool stuff there. And then I was talking about my blog, right? And I went in, it was 2 days ago I wrote this. It was called Into the Unknown. And meaning that we don't know what's going to happen in the next while. There's a lot of weird shit going on in the world right now, and we're not sure where things are going to go, right? Darkstone has 2 new singles coming out. They're both coming out in the month of May. One at the beginning of the May, it's called By the Blood. May the 6th, that's like really heavy heavy metal. I think maybe we'll play it. You know what? Let me do that right now. I'm going to throw it on there. Why not? Let's spin it. Okay. This is called By the Blood. It's heavy. I'm going to warn you. Not typical Darkstone stuff. It's something a little bit different. They are more heavy rock. This is more metal, I believe. But you give a listen. You tell me what you think. I'm just going to go and find it. I believe it's in my download folder. So I'm going to have to look through here because there's a shitload of stuff in here. And I haven't cleaned it out yet. My bad. So let me just take a look, see if it's in here. I think it is. But I just have to dig for it. Earlier this year. No, not earlier this year. It's like in the next little bit. Maybe I've already downloaded it. Maybe I did. Let me take a look and see if it's in there. It might be in my other folder. I'll just take a quick look. Bear with me a second. Darkstone. Let's go there and see if it's in there. Maybe I already put it in there. All right. I seem to misplaced it, and I don't. That's not unusual. That is unusual. So hang on a second. It's got to be here. And if it's not there, I'm going to quickly download it while we're doing this because I know I've got it. I just want to see if I downloaded it. I'm pretty sure I did, though. And we got another tune called Rock and Roll Girl from a band, Black Sunrise. They're from Hamilton. They're going to be joining our label. And again, no contract, nothing to sign. Just join us and work along with us, and we will find a way to work with you. This is it. This is the tune. That's why I knew it was there. Okay, this is called By the Blood. This is Darkstone. Oh, we got to flip that audio over. Give you that true stereo sound. Yes. All right, that's By the Blood. That is a band called Darkstone, and I showed them over to their honor website. They are a band from Vancouver, BC, originally, and they're now living. The the brothers Mintanko. We're gonna have them on the show at some point in time, so hopefully, be an interview soon. They write some really cool music. That's By the Blood. They've got 2 tunes coming out. Um, Again, that one's coming out the beginning of May, and we got another one coming out the end of May, by the same band. And those 2 tunes, on their Girl I Know will be the other one. We'll play that at some other point on another show because we've got some other stuff we want to go through tonight. So I'm talking about what was going on in starting off with the whole pandemic and stuff that was going on and how that's all changed. And we've got new releases coming from all kinds of different bands. Jeremy Ober released his release album called Full White Moon. That is a killer album. If you want to get some really, really cool tunes, you've got to check that out. When we put it exclusive on here on our website, and it may want to be one of the albums that goes exclusive on our website, because once we pull it down off the main streaming services, we'll be able to play it live for you at different points and shows and showcase why Jeremy's music is going to get some consideration for some airplay on TV. So we'll see how that goes. Right now, we're getting it before producers and music supervisors because he's got some really soundtrack worthy material. That's some of the work we're doing with him. And again, want to go over here, and that is the band there. They're called Brutal Republic. They got some really cool tunes out, and we're going to probably play some bits and pieces of those because on the album, um, itself, there are a ton of songs on that album, and it's definitely worth the money to spend. There are 11 full tracks on that album, and it's a great, well-produced album. Jeremy doesn't put out anything other than that. None of our artists do, and they really all continue to really raise the bar on their own selves. That's right. They raise the bar on their own selves. That's right. I also know Don's good friend Rick Rock from Simply Queen, and Rick's actually talked about doing some producing some music with us as well. So that's kind of cool. We'll see how that goes down the road. Hopefully it does go well and we're able to do something else. You can send us video clips. Remember I said before, if you want to make like a video clip of a spider or a spider prank or spoof, or we got a really cool video, short video of a spider. We're looking for clips of 15 to 30 seconds. We'll be taking segments from those clips and putting them together to make a video of the song. So cool stuff there. Again, we couldn't find a lot of spoof videos and a lot of stuff where people had pranked anybody with spiders without, having to breach copyright. We don't do that here. So there you go. We are simultaneously broadcasting on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, and on Twitter. So you can catch us on all those platforms. So further to do with what's going on here in this Buy Music feature, you're going to see playlists. So we are going to be adding our top 500 playlist. If you want to be part of that playlist, we are going to figure out a way to compensate you. And the way to compensate you is that an artist, people will be able to download your music, your track. So you can send us a track to go on our compilation. That's right. You can send us a track to go on our playlist. And then if someone downloads your track off that playlist, you'll earn 75 cents USD for the download. Right. So think about it. You're gonna learn at least $75 or $75, 75 cents on each download for each track, right? So that's what we're looking at, and you'll see where they're for sale. This particular one here is exclusive right now. Acid Cell, you're going to hear it tonight. It's exclusive on our website, and it is, you can download the single for $1. That's right, you can download for $1. It's $1 USD. We use US currency, and that's how the market is based, is on US currency. Yeah, that's what we do, right? So that's how you're going to be compensated. That's how we're paid, and we sort of translate that into US Canadian dollars. We sort of use a sliding rule because that, as you know, the currency exchange fluctuates, right? So we try and use the best currency exchange rate within the time of compensation, within about 3 days of when we offer the compensation. So whatever the going rate is at that particular point in time. Okay, so that's how that works. And what else? You're going to see on here the ability to stream artist music, and we're looking at a way to catalog it so that it'll link to stuff like the artist listed on the website. So, we'll list your best photographed information about you. So right under this one, for example, Darkstone, it says releasing their work under the TUNZ record label, indie recording artist, Vancouver, BC, Canada, right? And our buddies over at Coaching for Sarah, Shane, Lars, and crew. Coaching for Sarah is a rock alternative punk band in London, Ontario, Canada. C4S is an independent recording artist releasing their work on the TUNZ label. So we become the publisher for all of our artists. But if we get to the point where we can do better for our artists by offering an exclusive service, and that's where we're heading with the website. It will be an exclusive service for all things indie. And here comes the best part, right? You're going to be able to sell videos. That's right. You'll be able to sell videos to your fans, right? You can't get that on, I'm not even going to give you the names of all the other services, but you can't get that on any other streaming and download service. You save YouTube, right? We'll have your music and your videos all in one site for your fans. So think about this as an extension of, you, right? And that's what we do. Everything we do is an extension of our artists. So we will eventually be doing selling downloads of your videos. That's right. You'll be able to sell downloads of your videos, and people will be able to play them at their friends' parties. And if somebody wants the video, they can get the download. They can buy the download of your video. You'll be able to set your price on it. We actually even have a feature on the website that allows the fan to name their price, so they can pay whatever price they want for it. So we have that feature. If you're that confident in your music, or you're artist-centric, completely artist-centric, and you're not focused on remuneration, then you might decide to allow the fan to decide what they want to pay for your art. We will have standard download fees available. Right now, the standard download fee for a single is $1. Okay, pretty cheap, right? You can download and own someone's track forever for less than the price of a cup of coffee. Holy crap. Here where I live, we have like a premier that promised us $1 beer, right? $1 of beer. Now we've got what is it? $10 or $11 a gallon gas right now. Freaking ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous. Anyway, enough of that said. Moving along and talking about the actual website itself, we will be able to do videos on here and have streaming videos on here 24/7, 365 days a year. People will be able to go to our website and find you and your music on here. You'll be able to put hyperlinks to our website. We will provide you hyperlinks to your portion of our website. So we're paying for you to be part of our website. You're not paying anything to be a part of it. You're only going to earn money off this. There is no fee for you to pay. The only time there will be a fee for you to pay is if we are going to license a remake of a cover tune for you. And I have a way of doing that. So, and it's pretty cheap. It's like something like $12 US per song per year. So if you ever decide you want to license a cover tune, we can license it for you. That's right. I can license it for you, and we can make sure that the owner of the copyright gets their share. And the organization that we use is make sure that they get their share ahead of you, and you could still earn royalties off a remake of a cover tune, because the copyright holders do not take the line share, but they do take a share. All right. Enough said on that. So that's just some stuff that we've come up with here on the website. There's just so much more stuff. I'm not going to go into it all tonight because I want to share some more music with you, and then I'm going to run to like an hour 30 tonight. So we're going to stay on here for like 90 minutes. This is like the longest standing infomercial. Yeah, there we go. All right. So you can follow us. You can follow us on Instagram at IndieTunes, or you can follow us at Code Zero Radio. Help us out. Follow us on those and see our cross posting that we post on all of our platforms. So if you're on Instagram and you'd rather follow us on Instagram, you can do that there. You will not get, I doubt you'll get links to the videos, but I could probably put them in there. We are looking at making our website a hub for independent music. And here's the cool thing. It's going to be exclusive to independent artists, right? So imagine people being able to go to a website to find nothing but independent music that is never buried in the algorithms of mainstream music, right? Right now, when you post on a traditional download and streaming service, your music is competing with the algorithms of all the mainstream artists that have huge label support from companies that have very deep pockets. So it's not a level playing field. What we're offering here is a level playing field. And it's not going to cost you anything to join it, which is really, really, really cool. Now, your fans may at some point decide they want to subscribe. I'm toying with the idea of coming up with a subscription service where we would offer free downloads to everybody that subscribes to the website. And we would still split that 75% to the artists, right? So that's been my business model. And we're going to be talking with my buddy Shane Sawyer is going to be on here. And again, one of the first artists to come and share their music with me and allow me to share it with the world. He's going to be here on the show this Wednesday, March 30th. And we're going to be talking about all things coaching for Sarah and what they're up to. Those guys are truly DIY, by the way. So they record, they mix, and they master all their music themselves. So Brown Recluse Spider is completely done by them from beginning to end. That's what Bob and I have been talking about on our Wednesday night shows, DIY projects and featuring DIY artists. My buddy Doug Vardy is another guy who produces all kinds of stuff in his home studio, and I've got lots of tracks we're going to be sharing with you on an upcoming show. Which reminds me, I'll probably email Doug tonight and say, hey, buddy, we need to do a show on your unpublished works. So we'll see what happens there with that. I'll be watching for stuff, and you can be a part of what we do. You can ask me for an invite down here. There's some stuff in here. you'll see the chat down here, right? And I post the chat. And in the chat there, you know, I post things like links, right? So you saw a link earlier where I posted this one, indietunes@gmail.com, where you can send us those video clips of spiders or spider pranks, whatever, so we could include those in a video of brown recluse spider. And yeah, so I mean, all kinds of cool things yet to come. So keep watching us, watch us grow, and you can be a part of this, right? You can be a part of this without ever signing a contract with me, and be a part of it and be able to be compensated for your work directly from our website. And we're looking at making it all exclusive for independent music. So the great thing about it is your music will never be buried in the algorithms of other artists' music, right? And I'm going to be, developing like an A through Z catalog where you can go and you can look under different artists alphabetically if you want. But we're going to try and make this really easy. Right now, it's pretty easy. We've got 16 artists on here, and it makes it fairly easy, you know. But my plan is just to kind of keep adding them here, because what we really want people doing is interacting with our website so they can see stuff. And then, of course, you can click on a hyperlink, and then it takes you to the band page, right? So tonight we've been talking about Recneck as well, and we featured Brown Recluse Spider, which we're going to be doing Wednesday night show with Shane. So come by Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right here. I'm hoping my co-host Bob Minter will be back, and I like that, right? So Bob, I hope you're back and we can do a show together. I'm going to play a tune for you right now. And it is by our friends Recneck. And then I'll come back and just wind up the show. But we're going to play a tune for you by them. And I got to go to their folder. That's the only thing. If I had a producer, I could have somebody behind the scenes pulling this stuff up, right? And, I wouldn't have to be chief cook and bottle washer too, right? All right, so I'm gonna give you another treat tonight. We're gonna play the WAV file tonight. I don't store a lot of WAV files because they do take up a lot of space, but we are remedying that problem with our website because we have unlimited bandwidth, unlimited storage. So we will, at some point, convert everything over to WAV files. That's right. You'll be able to hear the best of the best on here. Now, when people download, they can download WAV. We may be offering both WAV and MP3 files. So let's see how that goes. But right now it's strictly MP3. You're going to hear it in WAV. Well, you know what? I'll play it in MP3 format. That way you can kind of hear what it's actually going to sound like on an MP3. It still sounds killer. I'm just going to grab it here right now, and I will we're going to play Acid Cell from the, let's make sure I got the MP3 file. There it is. All right, so we'll play that. It's a tune called Acid Cell. This is coming out on Friday, April the 8th. I think it's a track, and it's on our website. It's worthy of a download. So check it out off our website. You can download this song for $1. You can download off of our website also Brown Recluse Spider. That's right, for $1. That's right. Support the band. Great way to support them by downloading the song. Here is a tune right now called Acid Cell. Oh, I got to switch this over because you got to get the true stereo effect, of course. Installation stuff. All right, here we go. That's our friends over Recneck. And you can find their music on here. You can find their latest release. It comes out April the 1st. And you can find the latest release of Coaching for Sarah's music on here. You can see them right here. Number 1, Brown Recluse Spider sitting at the top there. So you can click on that. You can play it. You can listen to it. We are working on the try before you buy piece of it. Right now, I think we're locked into 30 seconds for you to play the track. But you can actually go on some of the tracks over to Spotify and listen to it for free. But right now, we're going to be switching that feature over on all of our tracks where you'll be able to listen to the track before you decide that you're going to buy it. But remember, it's about supporting the artist, and cheaper than a cup of coffee, lasts a hell of a lot longer, and you're not going to pee it out, right? So check it out here, Coaching for Sarah, and then our buddies Recneck down here. You can download their single for $1. That's right. Right. So reasonable. I mean, there's a bargain, right? Okay. So Wednesday night, we got the indie show on Wednesday night with our buddy Shane Sawyer. They're releasing a new single, Brown Recluse Spider, April the 1st on April Fool's Day. Come join us Wednesday evening when we talk everything independent music with our buddy Shane Sawyer from Coaching for Sarah. You'll see that show live here on Wednesday evening, or you can watch the replays. And we're going to be changing some things on our restream as well. We'll be moving to probably broadcasting on to our business page on Facebook, but we'll see. Right now, I kind of like doing it on the profile. It gets me a little more interaction, and it's someplace I'm more frequently. All right. Thanks for joining me tonight, everybody. Take care and have an awesome week, and we'll see you Wednesday evening if you decide to slide on by. Catch you then. Take care.